Hello guys, I'm not very good at coding, but I'm a decent lazy man, and I'm willing to show you some tricks so that you could save your time and energy for more important stuff, like delivering viruses from your mom's basement. So let's start. The first trick I'd like to show you is related to formatting. For example, I think you all had situations like this, when you have completely screwed formatting, like here and here and here, sometimes even here, and just imagine how much time you need to spend like correcting this all. But there is an easy way to do it all. Just hold Control, press E, and press D, and here you are. All your formatting is now fixed. It also works in C# code as well, like here. Also in Visual Studio 2019, a new feature was introduced, and in addition to fixing formatting, it also clears up your unused usings. So hold Control, press K, and still hold Control and press E. And here you are. Your formatting is fixed, and your unused usings are removed. Okay, so let's move on. The next useful feature of Visual Studio is moving lines up and down. So instead of cutting and pasting stuff, like here, you can just hold the Alt key and press up or down, like here. And that's all. No need for cutting and pasting. But it only moves one line at a time, so oh no, it actually works more intelligent than I thought. Okay, so let's move on. So the next feature is automatic suggestions. So for example, we will try to do some coding in the constructor, like let's call the random class. So random d equals new random. But of course, since we are not including this user now, we need to type it here. So just move your cursor to the line which has problems, hold Control and press dot. And usually the very first line is the needed suggestion. And here is the preview of what will happen. So press enter, and here you are. In real life, it actually even quicker. So Control dot enter. Oh, Control dot enter, like here. Control dot enter. Control dot enter. So the next useful feature is saving of all files. So right now we have two unsaved files, and if we try to exit, yes, it will ask us if we want to save or no, and it will automatically save all. But you don't really want to exit every time you have multiple documents unsaved. So this is the button, and its hotkey is Ctrl-Shift-S. So this file is unsaved, this file is unsaved, and imagine 20 other files unsaved. Just hold Control, press Shift and S, and here you are. So the next one is a common build hotkey. So either press F6 or hold Control, Shift and press B. And the build has started, as you see. So we have built it, and in order to run it, we can every time press this button, but actually we can just press F5. In order to run your application without debugging, just hold Ctrl and press F5. And here you are. This is now launched without debugging, as you see. So it's equal to just running the application from File Explorer. So the next useful feature is using snippets. For example, if you create a class, it usually comes without a constructor. So in order to have one, just type ctor, it doesn't matter caps or not, and press tab twice. And here you are, we have our constructor. Initialize component. Okay, so let's move on. We often want to structure our code by using regions like this. Region, some name, and end region. So in order to save your valuable seconds of time, you can just type region and tap twice. And your selection is currently on the name, so you can type it right away. So automatic region. Well, it's not automatic, but you know what I mean. Okay, so that was one thing. And also, if you want to cover the existing code in some region, just hold Control, press K and S. Well, it's not specifically for region, it's for multiple snippets, but we will use region. So, as you see, the result is approximately the same. So, Control KS region. Okay. So, next we will deal with snippets some more. So, type prop, and it's a snippet for property, like this. Okay. So another snippet is for an attached property, prop A. Tap twice and here you have it. I think prop A as well as prop DP, which stands for dependency property, are probably the most valuable snippets that actually exist in Visual Studio out of the box. Okay, so let's move on. And next, we often have situations like this. So, for instance, you have a method, for example, calculate, blah blah blah, and then you call it from your code. But then you change its name, and this code is invalid. So, in order to fix this, you either can press the pulp here and select rename calculate to calculate to. It will replace all the references with the needed name. Or you can right from the start press F2 or Ctrl RR, and this will launch the renaming process, which in fact does all the same, but right from the start. So new name, like this. So let's move on. Now, we often want to get some tips while we are coding from IntelliSense, but it's not very good to type every time something to get an IntelliSense tip. So while you are typing, if you have lost this, you can just press Ctrl J and it will pop up again. Okay, so next, also random, and yeah, If you want this tooltip, but again you have lost it, there is no need to every time delete the brace and put it again. Just hold Ctrl K and press P, like this. Okay, Ctrl K, P. Okay, let's move on. Now, we often have other situations, like this. You have a string, for example, QWERTY, to string, blah blah blah. And you want to make everything uppercase, for instance. So you will have to QWERTY, blah blah blah. But this is just a short example. What if you have it like here? Are you seriously going to type everything like this? Like this? Like this? No, there is a better way. Hold Control, press Shift and U. And to make it all lowercase, hold Control and press U, which stands for uppercase. Uppercase, lowercase. Control Shift U, uppercase, Control U, lowercase. Often when I follow someone's programming videos on YouTube and we use the same file and all the code looks a bit similar, it's very hard to navigate, and the only real pointer which will definitely get you where you want is the line number. So in order to save some time, if you have like this number of lines and he is at like line 70, you don't necessarily have to scroll. You can just hold Ctrl G, and in this window you can just type the number of the line that you want to go to. For example, I want to line 39. Okay, and here we are. Okay, so let's just cancel it. When your project grows bigger, not like this, it's a very small and very basic project. For example, you have 20 view models, and you have 100 of folders, and you have to navigate each of them, like lower and lower and lower, or rather deeper, deeper and deeper. So instead of doing this, there is quick search in Visual Studio. So hold Control and press T, and here you can type the name of the file that you want to visit. For example, I'd like to open mainwindow.xaml. So type main window, and here you have XAML and XAML CS. Unfortunately, this also finds some system files like this, GICS, and you don't really need it. Okay. Alright, so let's move on. When we work in XAML, so again, Ctrl T to navigate to main window XAML, you might want to see all the available properties for some controls. So just press F4 and this will open the Properties tab. So let's move on. Again, to open the CS file, which is associated with this .xaml file, press F7. So F7 takes you to the C# code. Unfortunately, it doesn't work vice versa. So when we have regions, like very big regions, like this, and you want to instantly close this, hold Control, press M and M. And here is your region closed. And hold Control M and M to open it again. So this just toggles it. So when you want to create a new file, you usually just press the right button of your mouse and select Add and New Item or Class, and here you see that class has its own shortcut, Shift-Alt-C. So just select where you want to create it and hold Shift, Alt and press C. And there you have your class. And I really like using it even if I don't want to create a class, because it instantly opens this window. And I can select whatever I want here. The final thing which I find extremely useful is actually opening containing folders, like here. You see? And it works for any file. So this is it. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.